Disclaimer: this video is an imagination written by author's perspective. It has nothing to do with real life. It's only for entertainment purpose. I own the storyline and narration, so please don't copy and repost my work. Thank you. A lady who is in her 60s is watching a television show in living room, and just then she started feeling thirsty. So she was about to get up from couch, but then she thought she should call you. She smiled and then she started shouting your name loudly. Mrs. John, Vian, Vian, come here, she shouted from the living room. Actually, you were in dining room and you were cleaning the dining table because your mother-in-law ordered you to do this, and now she's shouting your name from living room. You quickly went into the living room. Vine, yes mom, what happened? You asked her, and she started looking at you with angry eyes. Mrs. John, go and bring a glass of water for me. You nodded and went into the kitchen and then bring a glass of water for her, and she drank it. But then she was giving it to you. That glass slipped from your hand and broke into pieces. Mrs. John became angry and started shouting on you. Mrs. John, are you blind? Mrs. John, did you even know the price of this glass set? Useless. She shouted on you, and you were just standing there with teary eyes. Vine, I'm sorry, Mom. Mrs. John, shut up and clean this mess. And from next time, be careful, she said angrily and then left from there. Then you were about to pick that pieces of broken glass, but a maid come there and stopped you. Maid, don't do this, ma'am. I'll do this. Vine, no, it's okay. I'll do it. Maid, but ma'am, it's not good for you and baby, she said, and then you stopped, and she picked that broken glass and cleaned everything. Actually, you're 4 months pregnant right now, and doctor told you to not bend down and pick anything heavy. In this house, there are a lot of maids, but still your mother-in-law order you to do work. She always trouble you and give you hard work to do, but you never said anything against her because you respect her and wants to win her heart by love and respect. But still she hates you and she didn't accept you as her daughter-in-law because you were not her first choice for her son. She chose someone else, but Jungkook chose you. Jeon Jungkook is your husband and he fell in love with you when he saw you in a hospital and you were helping an old man, and your kind nature make him fall for you. He hid that he is a mafia and became your friend, and then you both fall in love with each other, and then he told you about his real profession and you accept him. You were so poor and you don't have father. Your mom was a working woman. So when Jungkook told his mom about you, then she clearly said no and she chose someone else for him. But Jungkook didn't listen to her and marry you without her permission. So she started hating you and she thought because of you Jungkook changed, and first time he didn't listen to her. Mrs. John thinks that you married Jungkook because of his money and power and you are a gold digger. But in reality, you love him and you know that he is a good person and he always help others. It's been 1 year since you both are married and now you are 4 months pregnant. But still she hates you and treat you like trash, but you never complained about her. Just then you heard doorbell ringing and maid went to open the door, and you quickly wiped your tears because you know that Jungkook come back and you have to act happy in front of him. Jungkook come and back hugged you and started kissing on your shoulder. He turned your face towards him, but he noticed your wet eyes. Jungkook, what happened, Ryan? Worried. He asked while looking in your eyes. Ryan, nothing. Actually, something went into my eyes, but now I'm okay. You lied, as always, from him. Jungkook, okay. Did you eat your dinner? You nodded. Jungkook, so what are you doing here? In living room? Go and take rest, baby. Fine, but I was waiting for you. Go and wash your hands. I'll serve dinner. Jungkook, no need, Ryan. Maids can do this. You go and take rest. Ryan, but Jungkook, no but. Go and take rest. Jungkook sat and you went to your room because you know you can't argue with him. Jungkook washed his face and hands and went into the dining room and started eating his dinner. And just then Mrs. John come out from her room and saw Jungkook is eating his dinner. But she didn't saw you anywhere and saw he is taking rice by himself. She come towards him and started serving him rice and Jungkook smiled. Jungkook, thank you mom. Smile. Mrs. John didn't smile back and asked him, Mrs. John, by the way, where is Vine? Jungkook, she's taking rest, mom. Now Mrs. John started burning in anger. Mrs. John, at least she should serve you dinner. You come back from mission and she doesn't even care about you. Angry tone. Jungkook, no mom, it's not like that. Jungkook, actually I forced her to go in her room and take rest. She's pregnant and she need extra care and love. He said with a smile. Mrs. John nodded and then she also left from there angrily. Jungkook ate his dinner and left for his room and maids did the dishes. Jungkook come in his bedroom and saw that you are already sleeping. He take shower and then he come back and sit beside you and kissed your forehead. Jungkook, I thought I'll ask you about your day and I'll told you about my day, but you already sleep. It's okay, baby. Good night. You are sleeping and he's talking to you. Actually, Jungkook went to his work every morning and always come late, and your mother. Jungkook is actually totally unaware about this because you never said a word against her, and Jungkook don't know anything. You always say that she take care of you. Next morning. It's 7 a.m. in morning and Jungkook entered inside the room with healthy breakfast for you. He shaked you lightly and you woke up. Jungkook, good morning, love. Fine, good morning. You sat while rubbing your eyes. Jungkook, go and freshen up, then let's eat breakfast together. You nodded and went to do your morning routine, and after 10 minutes, you come back and sit in front of Jungkook. Jungkook, I prepared this for you. I hope you like it. Fine, but why did you make breakfast, Jungkook? You sat with surprised and scared face. Because what if Mrs. John will get to know about this? Jungkook, I can do this for you and my baby. Smile. Jungkook, I only get this much time to spend with you, so I'm doing this for you. You smiled and then he started feeding you breakfast. Meanwhile, Mrs. John come in the kitchen to ask about today's breakfast menu, but then she heard two maids talking about Jungkook, so she hid behind the refrigerator and heard their conversation. Maid 1. Mr. John is very caring husband. You know, today he made breakfast for Ryan man. Me too. Really? How cute. They both smiled. Me too. Yes, he's a mafia, but still he has a soft spot for his wife and family. He's really loving and caring towards his family. She said happily. Mrs. John started burning in anger. Mrs. John, this girl is making my son her servant. How dare she? She said and hit the wall angrily. Mrs. John, wait, today I'll teach her a good lesson after Jungkook left for his work. Smirk. Listen guys, actually I'm making a Q&A video. So if you guys want to ask any question, then ask. Love you all. To be continued. Thanks for watching.